External service providers. External service providers, ESPs, are third-party companies or individuals that offer specialized services to businesses or organizations. These services are usually outsourced to ESPs to leverage their expertise, resources, and infrastructure, allowing the organization to focus on its core activities. ESPs can provide a wide range of services across various industries and sectors. In this lesson we'll learn about 1. What external service provider agreements will include. 2. The implications of ESP agreements. 1. What external service provider agreements include. External service provider agreements, also known as ESP agreements or outsourcing contracts, are legal agreements between a company or organization, referred to as the client or customer, and an external service provider, referred to as the provider or vendor. These agreements outline the terms and conditions of the services to be provided by the ESP. While the specific contents may vary depending on the nature of the services and the parties involved, here are some common elements typically included in ESP agreements. 1. Scope of services. This section describes in detail the services to be provided by the ESP. It outlines the specific tasks, responsibilities, and deliverables expected from the provider. It may also include performance metrics and service level agreements, SLAs, to measure and ensure the quality of services. 2. Duration and termination. The agreement specifies the duration of the engagement, including the start and end dates. It may also include provisions for contract renewal, termination clauses, and conditions under which either party can terminate the agreement. 3. Service level expectations. This section defines the performance standards and expectations for the services provided. It may include metrics such as response times, uptime requirements, resolution times, and other quality measures. 4. Pricing and payment. The agreement outlines the pricing structure for the services, including any fixed fees, hourly rates, or other payment arrangements. It may also include details about invoicing, payment terms, and any penalties or additional charges for non-compliance or extra services. 5. Confidentiality and data protection. This section addresses the handling of confidential information and data protection. It includes provisions for maintaining the confidentiality of client information, data security measures, compliance with relevant data protection regulations, and procedures for handling data breaches, if applicable. 6. Intellectual property rights. If the services involve the creation or use of intellectual property, this section clarifies the ownership and licensing rights of the developed or pre-existing intellectual property. It's important to note that ESP agreements can vary significantly based on the specific requirements, industry, and nature of the services being outsourced. It's advisable to consult legal professionals or contract specialists to ensure that all necessary provisions are included to protect the interests of both parties. 2. The implications of ESP agreements. ESP agreements have several implications for both the client and the external service provider. Understanding these implications is essential for both parties to ensure a successful and mutually beneficial engagement. Here are some key implications of ESP agreements. 1. Cost savings. One of the primary reasons for outsourcing services to ESPs is cost savings. By engaging an external service provider, the client can avoid the expenses associated with hiring and training in-house staff, setting up infrastructure, and maintaining specialized resources. ESP agreements allow clients to leverage the expertise and economies of scale of the provider, leading to potential cost reductions. 2. Expertise and resources. ESP agreements enable clients to access the specialized skills, knowledge, and resources of the service provider. ESPs are typically experts in their respective fields and can bring a higher level of expertise and efficiency to the services they provide. This can lead to improved service quality, faster delivery times, and enhanced overall performance. 3. Risk mitigation. Engaging an ESP can help mitigate certain risks associated with specific functions or services. For example, by outsourcing IT services to a cybersecurity-focused provider, the client can enhance its data security and minimize the risk of cyber threats. Similarly, ESPs may have robust disaster recovery plans and business continuity measures to minimize potential disruptions. 4. Data security and confidentiality. When outsourcing services involving sensitive data or confidential information, ESP agreements typically include provisions for data security and confidentiality. The agreement outlines the measures the provider must take to protect the client's data and maintain its confidentiality, helping to mitigate the risks associated with data breaches or unauthorized access. 5. Transition and change management. ESP agreements require careful attention to transition and change management. The client and the provider must collaborate to ensure a smooth transition of responsibilities and knowledge transfer. Effective change management processes and clear communication channels are crucial to minimize disruptions during the transition phase. 6. Relationship management. ESP agreements establish a business relationship between the client and the provider. Building and maintaining a strong relationship is vital for the success of the engagement. Effective communication, regular performance reviews, and ongoing collaboration are essential to foster a productive and long-lasting partnership. 7. Regulatory compliance. Depending on the industry and nature of services, ESP agreements may have implications for regulatory compliance. It is important to ensure that the provider complies with applicable laws, regulations, and industry standards to avoid any legal or reputational risks. Overall, ESP agreements have a significant impact on the efficiency, cost-effectiveness, and performance of both the client and the external service provider. Clear understanding, careful negotiation, and continuous management of the agreement are essential to maximize the benefits and mitigate potential risks.
Thanks for watching. For more information, like, comment, and subscribe our channel.